Hey everyone, Siam here, back for another answering comments type video. So again, I never delete any comments, even if they're from mindless trolls, but they are on a sort of approval thing. And the reason being is that, so if you don't see your comment straight away, it's because of this. If we go to comments and then held for review, I can't just let every comment go because there are so many twats out there trying to scam people. And I know of 8 people that have lost money through clone attacks, as in my accounts are always getting cloned about 4 times a month, and they message everyone pretending to be me. So yeah, we always see these, hey, let's talk on WhatsApp. So no matter how many times I click report spam or abuse, blah, 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 they just comment under everything. So I thought, instead of going through this list, I think it was a better order if we just open up the last 2 videos, and then just go through the questions or the comments on those videos.
Hey everyone, so sorry for the late update.
Right, so first of all, in no particular order, so I think, which was the first one, 26th, 24th, let's do this one. So why Bitcoin is a weapon system. It's worth watching if you have some time. So, Koji came for the alpha, stayed for the history lesson. Oh, thanks mate, much appreciated. And yeah, so for all the lovely comments, thank you. And yes, big shout out to Jason Lowery. For those who are not familiar with him, here's his Twitter link here. It's worth chatting, worth having a look. So he was inspiration for that presentation. So let's find all of the questions. So here we go. Sean Sheep. Do all those reserve currencies in the chart follow J/WS as they moved into a society and then dumped it to go to the next? So sorry mate, I'm not follow. I don't actually understand that question. Follow J as they moved into a society and then dumped it. I don't understand the question, but I think I remember talking about global reserve currencies, and that most reserve currencies only last for a couple hundred years or so, or max really. So typically what happens, if I can try and find the actual, here we go, this one. Yeah, so, and by the way, global reserve currencies go back a little bit beyond previous to this, but it's, you get a world reserve currency when you have a military power that can enforce it and protect the shipping lanes typically. And so there are always countries rising, and yeah, when you get a dominant power, that's what happens. But I'm not too sure what you mean by the question. So anyway, moving on. Still waiting on the Gala ecosystem video. I'm probably not going to be doing that. I get so much abuse for whenever I get bullish on a crypto and then make a video on it, like Ether. I get so much abuse whether it goes well or it doesn't go well. For example, a lot of people are misinterpreting my ETH video. So here we go. It's one of these events. Why I believe ETH will go to the moon. Everyone thought I meant that ETH would go to the moon like straight away. No, it will only go to the moon once the bull market recovers, or comes back around, and also a lot of the bullish reasons or the bullish tokenomic reasons for ETH will happen over a long period of time. So, for example, fee burning, that EIP 1559, that came into effect about a year ago, but because there's not much activity happening on the network, the base gas fee burning is not that much. But when the bull market resumes and everyone starts using Ether, Ethereum, then the more activity, the more gas burning there'll be. But again, it's an accumulated, aggregated effect over a period of time. Same with the issuance rate. So give it a couple of years, Ether will be a fully deflationary currency, but it'll take time. It's a bit like when the old Bitcoin halving cycles used to work. You'd have the halving, but you wouldn't see the full rally until about a year afterwards. So same with ETH. So if we go back to this, and again, I was massively bullish on Wonderland and Olympus DAO, and I made a lot of money out of them. I took a bit of a hit on Wonderland when Sifu was announced as a con artist, but with Ohm I made a tidy fortune. and I got out when base support was breached, but still people attack me for that. Yeah, Omar, I hold a big event every quarter or so. The next one is in November, so if you type in therealistictrader.com/cuddle, bit like hodl, but it's a cuddle. Yeah, next one's on the 19th of November. So yeah, it's good old crack that. So that's that. Just shared this, and one guy came back and said, how can I take Siam seriously when he's wearing a hoodie covered in felt tip pen? Well, that person needs to get over himself or herself. You know what, the way I act and the way I dress and the way I do it on purpose. It's a filtering system. So if people can't get by, you know, what I'm wearing, whether it's a silly t-shirt or a colourful hoodie or whatever, they're not exactly the type of people I want to even know or associate with, because they're so, you know, stuck up their own arse that they can't get by first layer appearances. Yeah, they're also not the type of people you want as friends, because they're the ones that will be bitching about you. Anyhow, isn't this the guy who convinced everyone to get into Wonderland? Yeah, it is me. But how you take that information and trade it is completely down to you. Palm tree degenerates, let me guess, you trade it without knowing how to trade. Exactly. And Cryptonautica, yes, I sidestep everything. So when things reach base support, I get the hell out. So for example, have a look at the FTSE right now. What's happening? We have major base level support getting smothered, breached. The second support level is also being breached right now. It hasn't quite closed properly below it yet. But, you know, a lot of people, so for example, those that are, you know, emotionally attached to the FTSE, well, I'm not. I'm not trading this, but if I was in the FTSE, I probably wouldn't be very soon. Yeah. So he was hyping Olympus, novel concepts, and rode one. Yeah, but yeah, it's like Bitcoin is amazing, but I'm buying ETH because, well, I expect the number to go up. Yeah, I'm very bullish on ETH. BSV is a true Bitcoin. It is a true Bitcoin. BTC is just a speculative asset. I disagree. But yeah, anyway, those comments. Let's have a look at this one. Yeah, so for this one, this main video, I was basically expecting a bit of a drop. Mainly, as I explained in the video, every time I've had major windfalls, it's always been on a Monday. Every single time. So I always look out and I'm hunting for occasions where we have big sell-offs into the closing bell on Friday, because that tends to carry on over on the Monday, and you see all sorts of news announcements, especially if there's a negative news announcement during the weekend. Just in this case, it didn't work. Yeah, the market just sort of went sideways a bit. But hey ho, doesn't matter. It's just treat it as a learning point. So yeah, I spent all day just hunting something that never happened. But that's trading, isn't it? We do understand you get a lot of stuff to do. YouTube's not a priority. Thank you, Philip. And again, thanks for all the nice comments. Let's find some questions. Hope you're right about how much following we have left. Yeah, I'll talk about that. I'll get the charts out in a sec. One question though, the stock market hasn't really moved. It makes sense how you explain it. But what about comparing it to people's buying power? Then the markets must have moved beyond. Well, really, you should always measure stuff, not again, you know, like I'm always, well not always, but I've said quite a lot. If you just look at, you know, UK house prices, it looks like it's gone up forever. But when you account that for the UK currency supply expanding, it's actually a bag of balls. Sorry, wrong one. This one. And you'll see that in your real growth, there has been no real growth. Because the currency supplies have been expanding faster than house prices have. So that's how you should measure stuff. Even with this one, what is this one? This is, if I have a little look, GDPR. So this is United Kingdom disposable income against house prices. Well, guess what? Disposable income has been crashing against house prices. So this chart basically shows us house prices have been zooming up way faster than our disposable income, which completely makes sense. So I don't necessarily look at the price of GMT against the dollar, so to speak, because yes, everything you have to do it in comparison to. Right. So Julian Diamond kind, just from your points and stops and property, not of given the wealth creation when plotted against M2. What is the solution if you want to get after true long-term wealth creation? Yeah, so the solution is to always look at your assets flopping back and forward against other assets. So let's say you were in property and you wanted to play with property. Well, I would look at this. So I would, when we're at some sort of low, you basically buying a house in 1997 and then selling it in 2004 is the best thing to do in that case, because your house actually gained value faster than the pound was inflating away or diluting away. But then you'd flop over into cash, into something else, whilst house prices crash against currency supply. And then you can do that with Bitcoin as well. So if you take Bitcoin divided by USM2, press enter, and then go on the weekly chart. You can see I've been on here before. So Bitcoin has been appreciating against currency expansion, but there are cycles. So if you looked at, and you should look at this probably once a month. Here, of course, it's massively out accelerated M2, and now we're just having mean reversion. And look at base support. So obviously there's some big levels around here. So obviously there's no price here, but it's just basically showing us that Bitcoin's probably got a fair bit more falling to come. And what that could mean is that the price of Bitcoin would fall, and the amount of dollars in circulation or printed stay flat, or vice versa. It's all a big seesaw. So and you could do Bitcoin against house prices. Let's just do Bitcoin divided by GPHPI, so that's the UK house price index. Enter. Similar sort of thing. So Bitcoin has absolutely dicked all over house prices. Well, obviously, but again, you could so looking at this and just drawing some sort of lines, selling Bitcoin to then buy a house right now, not a good idea. So and also long-term wealth creation, you have to become a business owner. You have to. It's as simple as that. I presume you're responsible. Yeah, correct. For those who enjoy perceiving worthwhile properties, so popular only that really only leaves crypto. Yeah. If you genuinely actually want proper wealth, you're just gonna have to suck it up and become a business owner. I never wanted to be a business owner, and I got in pretty late. I started business when I was 25, and then failed miserably for the first 4 years. So you just got to do it. But I now get to sit in my underwear all day and do whatever the hell I like. So it's worth it. But you will have to spend a good 10 years working, 18-hour days. Cool. Ooh, here we go. Somewhat disagree with your thesis on house prices, though. You can't take a full view of their value increase without comparing price to income growth and population size too. I've already shown you that. Disposable income against house prices, it's not good. So I've played around with these charts for a long time. It's just not good, mate. And obviously anyone can make money. Professionals can make money in any market, really, just like you can make money in a falling market. And so some people go, oh yeah, but if you mortgage this, do this, and you refinance this, and you borrow this, and put it in here, blah, blah. Yeah, you probably can make some profit. But you're a professional, and you're not in property, you're in business. Property is just the widget that you're playing with. So I'm looking at this, again, big black tar brush, very basic outlook. Because the majority of people just have a house, and they base their whole net worth on their house, the house they live in. So yeah, that's all. Ultimately, I'm just trying to prod your noggin to actually be aware of this shit, so you can make up your own mind. you don't have to follow me. But it's not an accident that I'm in business in crypto. It's not because I follow trends and waves. In 5 years' time, I could be all in on CRISPR, which I do want to be. So cool. Yeah, here we go. Revo rocks. Yeah, completely agree. And I know people that are still doing well in property, but you just, information is key here. Thanks a lot. Would you be able to talk about what assets you'll be buying when the trend line has broken? I'm not sure which trend line, but with crypto, I'll be actively shorting it. And when the bull market resumes, I'll be buying a whole basket of different stuff. So if you look at that Ether video, I actually talk about some of the things. So my portfolio has changed already, but here is a fair shout. So if you go to that Ether video,
I'm approaching this from a defense and footballing.
Like, that's not a bad approach. It has changed for me a fair bit. Like GMX is definitely in there. But yeah, so that's that. Let's keep looking at the questions. Any video? Yeah, I've done this in RT. Like there's there's only so much I can really put out because I'm constantly putting stuff out in the RT Telegram. It's endless. So yeah. Best thing, yeah, I agree. Skurger King, amazing insight. Have a question regarding the purpose of these videos. You won't make any money on these videos, and you don't have to be an RT member to view them. So why do you keep uploading them unless you're genuinely a good person? I'll read more. Yeah, it's a really good question. And by the way, I never shy away. I'll always tell you the truth. So yes, on the face value, I won't make any money on these videos. The thing is, I've purposely become a bit of a recluse over the last couple of years. I purposely haven't tried to game the YouTube algorithm to get bigger, and I've just basically kept myself to myself, to be fair. However, I think things will change next year because I'm going to be doing a bit of a social push. And the reason being is that if you look at billionaires and millionaires across the world in all sorts of different categories, you'll find that fame, I hate using that word, or a bigger audience is the goal that these millionaires and billionaires are trying to do. They're trying to, like, money is money, it's fine, but when you have a bit of a following, you have a bit more clout, and it helps with business. So for example, if let's say I had 1 million followers on YouTube and I set up a brand new business and went, hey everyone, here's a brand new business, check it out. That business has a higher probability of succeeding in that first year compared to if I did that and I had 2 followers on YouTube. And if you take this to the limit and to the absolute extreme, it's like how Elon can sell out, $10 million worth of flamethrowers, not a flamethrower, in a few days, or he could sell a baseball cap and that'll sell out, or Tesla tequila and that'll sell out in a few days. It's because he has massive clout, massive following, so it just makes stuff easier. So yes, in the back end, over the long term, by doing these videos, hopefully I'll generate a group of people that like me. If you're a troll, you can piss right off. But yeah, I am a genuinely good person. Well, obviously everyone thinks that. So, hey-ho, it's your call, really. But one pledge I will always do is tell you the truth. So, and also most of my money actually comes from crypto trading, not from the business. So, the realistic trader, it pays my bills, basically. So yeah. Julian's correct there as well. And also, there's another thing. I'm launching 2 chunky businesses in the future over the next 5 years, and part of that needs a big audience. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and it'll be really fun. So yeah, that's why next year I think I'll be changing stuff a little bit and being a bit more active on YouTube. Question: stablecoins, which are okay? Binance USD. So BUSD is the only one I actually trust. I'm actively not touching USDC. I think there's going to be I think they're going to be buggering us from behind with that stablecoin, and it could be, yeah, they're in bed basically with the US government, and yeah, I just don't trust it. Surely a time to be buying gold and silver? No, I've still got a whole bunch of gold and silver, physical stuff. It's just so manipulated, honestly. It's controlled by the futures market, so I actually see a bit more falling, potentially. Yeah, I used to be big on gold and silver, but not so much now. Toaster, thanks. I made so much money counter trading you. Sure you did. If you just, how about you take a picture next to your Aston Martin or your airplane or your helicopter? Are there levels of subscription to RT or one size? Yeah, I don't do the multiple, come in at low rate. We just have one membership. And really, there's lots of bits and bobs that you get with RT, but ultimately, it's the live session I do, the 2-hour live session I do every week, and the Telegram where I share everything. And I'm constantly posting every trade, real time, stuff like that. So, yeah. Oh yeah, in fact, so yeah, here's one on Twitter. This fractal is playing out. It is literally kissed off that, and I do think we've got another leg down. And also, yeah, this one. So I saw ETH bouncing up to 1400-ish and then coming back down, and it happened a lot faster than expected. That was a bit early. If we look at ETH right now, go to the 4-hour chart. Oh, it's a mess. There we go. It went up and down way faster than I thought. So yeah, I'm just sitting tight for the moment on that one. Yeah, same. Yeah, there's Discord in RT. Where are the questions? Bitcoin up by Christmas time, not 100k. And I don't buy the Shemitah cycle. I don't buy that. And no, not for me. Sukkah, however you say it. Not for me. Anyway, 22 minutes. Shit. Too long. Hope that helps. And oh yeah, in terms of charts, moving forwards, so this was more of a mental model analysis. So you have to, I like to observe the market just to double check if my mental model is still correct. So this is what I was expecting, and it happened. And therefore, my current analysis of the whole market, I guess, has been somewhat verified a teeny bit. And what I'm expecting is, as I said, push off here. The next leg down, in my opinion, is going to be down to about 16 to 17k, and most likely some sort of consolidation, around this level. Because when you zoom out, we've got a whole bunch of very, very minor support levels, but really the big one, there's another one at 17.5. So we could actually bounce from there. That's that previous low coincides with this upwards trend and this little bit of support here, but then 12k. I don't actually think it will go this low, but yeah, we are getting near. We are getting near the bottom, folks. Just got to wait until this big old trend line, if I make this a bit fatter, is breached, and it will. It will. And let's just highlight this Gandalf level. There we go. Right. I will chat with you soon. Take care. Toodles.